Hey, you're playing a clone of a clone.
Retro Rock plays everything.
Today we're going to look at the CoolBaby, which appears to be a one-on-one clone of the Bitt Boy. The Bitt Boy costs around $35, but the CoolBaby, 20 bucks. So do you think some compromises were made? Let's find out. Number one, I love the box art. I actually like it better than the Bitt Boy's box art, but the interior packaging, as you'll see, is not quite as good. Yeah, I popped it open to take a look at it. I had to see, was it exactly alike, and it looks pretty close. All right, front cover, side cover tells you the different colors it comes in. It's pretty English market looking. Digital game system, the console is slim, portable, and trendy. Digital multi-platform device can play on TV. The backlit function of the screen ensure player can play everywhere. Powerful rechargeable battery pack includes an AC adapter and a lithium-ion rechargeable battery. 3 hours of continuous gameplay, which is about the same as the Bitt Boy. Other side, this is really a good show, honestly, as far as boxes goes. This sucker was only 20 bucks. I bet a quarter of it went into the packaging. Here we have the CoolBaby. It feels very close to the Bitt Boy, except the buttons are made out of a cheaper plastic. That said, they don't feel bad. So we've got your A and B. They also put it in the same strange configuration that the Bitt Boy did, which it's kind of a missed opportunity. I mean, if you're going to clone off the system, why not fix some of the errors of the previous system? A and B should have been this way, not this way. You can watch my Bitt Boy review for more on that. You know, everything else appears to be in the same place. That said, this is made out of the same dry type of plastic that this is made out of. If you look, you can see that the CoolBaby is a little bit brighter white. It's got a little smudge, so the plastics work isn't quite as good. I'll tell you that. Definitely the button plastics are not quite as good. They did make the D-pad a little bit more shallow. I think that might be the plastics, though. The screen, when off, looks the same. I'm guessing one of the places where they cut corners is in that screen. But we'll see. Looking at the top, notice how this one does not have the fake SD port because it never was planned to have one. Volume control in the same place. A little bit thicker volume control here, so that suggests that the guts might be slightly different. On the back, same battery cover location. Bottom, same charging. Top, already showed you. And of course there's the AV out on the bottom. Alright. Battery, is it in here? Nope. Battery came in a separate package. There's a CoolBaby manual. I've done CoolBabys in the past, and they've generally been pretty decent. Battery usage, miscellaneous, special precautions. There's a capitalization issue here and there with this manual. However, all in all, not bad. One charging cable, USB, not surprising. It's a micro USB. And let's pop this open. These are always a pain to get open. And we'll stick the battery in. In we go. Ooh. There. Remember, contact goes in first. Don't just pop it in there. Alright, let's power this puppy on. And it gives me the choice of Chinese and English. which this does not. As you can see, go to English. Look at it. It's the same screen, but they reversed the chipmunk. Or Dale. That's Dale, right? Is that Chip or Dale? Anyway, they reversed the chipmunk. But I think you can clearly see that they definitely did trade out the quality of the screen. This one's not bad by any means, but when you look at them both together, you can definitely see the clarity of the TFT screen on this one versus the cheaper screen on this one. So what do we got here? Got some Russian attack. We got Gradius. Let's play some Gradius. Oops, sorry. I'm like off to the left. Okay, so here's Gradius. And as you can see, the screen looks pretty good. It's not bad. One thing I'm noticing when I press backwards, it hangs up sometimes. If I don't physically move my thumb to the back part of the D-pad, it doesn't want to go backwards. That's not good. It might be how I'm holding it, because I'm holding it for the camera. We'll see when I put it on the big screen, but that's kind of worrisome. It's too bad, because in general I like the D-pad a little bit better than the Bitt Boys. Huh. Sounds actually pretty good on this thing. Not a lot of distortion. Ooh. Alright, let's go on to the big screen. Here we have the main menu of the CoolBaby. You've got your choice of Chinese or English. I'm going to assume since you're watching this, it will be English. As far as the games go, no, they don't seem to really repeat that much. I mean, you know, there's spots where it will repeat a game where you can continue on later on in a game, but when you look through the list, for the most part, it does seem to be unique games. So I'm going to give it a little plus for that, for not repeating much. So you got 129 games here, and there isn't a bunch of repetition. Just kind of a couple of like helper versions. So it's really not that bad. And let's take a look here. What was I gonna play? I was going to play... Well, we'll do Bobble Bobble too, but there's something I wanted to show you. Press the start button. I wonder how many times I've played this game on this station. I do a little bit too much of it. Oh, that... is rough. And yes, I'm playing it wrong. There we go. Yeah, the controller's okay here. Oh, that was garbage. Hey, why don't I just stand there and let him hit me? Good plan. Come here, you. Come on. Ah, fine. Well, let's kill these and then we'll come back for him. Come on. Gotcha. That took a bit. Alright, so I'm going to hit reset to go back to the main menu. Back to English again. And we're going to look for this game I wanted to show you. Where is it? I think it's on the last page. I haven't seen that one before either. Come on now. There we go. Wacky Races. This is not what I thought it was going to be. You would assume that a Wacky Races game would be a racing game. I can't believe I haven't run into this. This is a platformer, though. Really odd. So we'll just start at the beginning here. It's not like we're going to play through the whole thing. But yeah, you get to play Muttley. So I'm going to give this game a big plus just for that. And then if I hit select here, I can choose to throw bombs. There we go. Now I'm going to note something. The controls are a little bit... They're a little bit sticky, I guess is the word. Feels like every once in a while I'm fighting them. You see how I'm like going down accidentally? I'm not purposely trying to duck. So I don't know if it's a get used to the controls thing or whether it's a actual problem or not. Ah, you stupid snail. There. Yeah, you see how it's stuck there again for just a second? Stopped responding? We'll try another game here. See if that happens again. Super Contra would be a good one. We'll do 2 this time. I've been playing a lot of Contra lately. Poorly, of course. The way I know how. Alright, so if the controls are garbage, they'll definitely show up here. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, see, I just went... Went off the reservation there. Yeah, it's dragging forward when I want it to go backwards sometimes. Yeah, that cost me a life right there. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Controls are not... They're not quite right. I wonder if it's because it's a little bit lower than the other one. The D-pad sits a little bit lower than it does on the Bitt Boy. And I wonder if that's causing that. Harry's Legend. Let's go. Come on. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I just jumped. involuntarily. Definitely. All right, I'm ready to call it. Let's go do the verdict. Verdict on the clone of a clone, CoolBaby. Looking at them, they're very similar. Construction quality is about the same. They both feel tight. They're both nice to have in the hand. They both have a matte finish, so they don't take fingerprints much. Really pretty nice as far as the physical construction goes. The buttons on these are a little bit chintzier, but I grew to be okay with the way the buttons felt. As far as the screen goes, both screens are very bright. They both look nice. That said, the BittBoy gets the edge on this one. If you look real close, you can see it's a much clearer screen. Now, you probably won't care if you're a person who plays a lot of clones or plays this casually, but definitely the BittBoy wins on the screen front. But this screen is nothing to scoff at. It's really not that bad at all. One thing though, on this guy, although I can't get it to show up on screen, there is light leak. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let's turn this off. There is light leak. Ah, there you go. There's light leak to the top right. Notice that there's none on the BittBoy. Speaks to some construction quality issues. You see that? Yeah, now you can. Sound on the device is really halfway decent. It's got pretty clear sound throughout its range, and it can go really quite loud for such a small device. So the final verdict is basically ruined by the controls, which, even though I pointed out earlier I didn't mind the texture too much, they do hang up every once in a while. So pressing backwards, you can see in several of the videos that I was fighting to get it to go backwards, and what you have to do is pick up your thumb and press them on each corner to ensure that it moves clearly. Now, I took this controller apart and took a look, and what it looks like is that they missed cleaning up the back end of the D-pad. So I did clean that up with a file, and it was a bit better, but it still wasn't perfect. And there's the problem. These kind of games live or die by their controls, and if the controls are sticking on it, that is pretty much the kiss of death. So I have a hard time for 16 bucks less recommending this over this. The BittBoy is not perfect. It has a creaky D-pad, it has some other problems, but in the end, you can play a game and enjoy it on this. Where on this one, I found that it was problematic. I'm not going to say I didn't have any fun with it. It's not bad, and it has a decent selection of games that you can play, but if the controls aren't just right, you've got a serious problem, and that has a serious problem. So I can't really recommend it at this point, you know, unless mine was a defective unit or something. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will see you in a couple days. Bye!
Retro Rocks gaming videos.